Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Unification casts this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got a 2 vs 2 on Forgotten Isles. On Team 2, playing as the Necrons, we've got Witch, his friend and colleague, many matches delivered, playing as the Chaos Demons. On Team 1, also as the Necrons, we've got Omega Bugs 1, and we have got Stranger as the Orks. Now, I do believe that this is the second game in a row where we've had Necrons on both sides. Clearly, after the reawakening, they're just not friends, are they? The Silent King just needs to set these guys down and just say, "Oi, stop fighting against each other, aren't we all friends?" In the end, which I'm sure the Necrons are well known and loved for their ability to make friends across dynasty lines. But yeah, Chaos Demons going for quite a fair whack of Furies will probably be thinking about expanding their influence as quickly as possible across the north and south side of the map, as you just saw in the little text box there. Necrons are quite slow in opening, so it will be up to the Orks and Chaos Demons to get their map influence up on the go. Stranger going for some shooter boys, as his want and need usually is. Orks known for their ability to bring those big Daka lines in support of whatever their ally brings to bear. Gonna see some Necron warriors and a Necron lord from Omega Bugs. And just some builder scouts. We're just building up the economy here, boys and girls. Also, instantly activating their power generator overdrive, whatever you call that. Just means that it gets more green money on the go, so it can get bigger and better units faster. Also good for ticking up if you're playing that game, although it makes you very vulnerable to any early game harassment should people come round knocking on your front door, which is quite crazy. A Demon Lord on the way out, and it will be a question of whether many matches delivered goes for his lesser demon focus or his greater demon focus. Do normally see that greater demon focus just because of the late game potential. Unless, of course, his Necron ally decides to go for those big units in the late game, and then he can then focus on the small critters. Critical location going on over here, and yeah, like we say, the furthest side factions going for that majority map control here. There's no major offensive is going on. Everyone just thinking about playing into that late game. Builder Scabs going over to the northern side. Necron warriors having a little walk on the beach. A calm and casual affair, all things considered. And a summoning court going for Witch over here as well. So I wonder, are we going to see what kind of composition are we going to see from many matches delivered? Up against Necrons and Orks, sure, he can go for his Slaneshi demons and what they call them, the Zinch Screamers, which would be great for harassment of the base, but it is quite a long map. And without structures nearby, demons aren't able to regain the morale, which they do lose over time when they are not near any of their structures. So that might not be the way forward, unless, of course, he teleports them directly in, but he will need vision for that, which might be provided by these Necron warriors as the open engagement finally begins. Necron warriors versus a lord and some regular lads. Some very grey Necrons versus some black and red. Love that colour scheme. Very, very gothic, I do have to say it. But yeah, against the Necron Lord and some lads, these guys are probably going to be walking all the way back home. Shooter boys manoeuvring on the southern side. And we do have some Furies and a Demon Lord engaging over here. We'll probably win this engagement, as these Furies do lose the morale, but they are looking to capture that strategic point. Do have a ghost turret of the Western Necron variety set up near this relic. Although these Builder Scabs, sadly, there we go. Looks like they were control moved over here, and then just forgotten to capture that that relic in the middle. Big mech though, not going to mess around with that ghost turret, no point in that. I'm going to decide to send all the green lads, replete in pink, over onto these Necrons over here. A lot of Daka to deal with. These guys will just teleport back home. for some rest and recuperation. Necrons over here trying to get a flanking maneuver. Although against all this, they will probably also want to go back home as well. Yeah, I mean, what is that? 8 and... just 2 squads of 8? Yeah, 16 in total. Going to move on into the Necron base. Over here, we have got a demonic shrine setting up. Necron Lord, though, trying to shimmy it away. And it will be hopefully cancelled at some point, unless it's already... oh no, it's got fire coming out from the top, so it has been finished. It's very unfortunate. Over here, Necrons have managed to recombobulate their numbers quite nicely. And with that narrow choke point, sending those Slugger Boys a backpacking. Big mechas will almost take it down, although Necron's not quite seeing it. Being a little bit conservative, but they are taking up into tier 2, so probably quite concerned about that. Stranger sending all his boys back down south. He's kind of got this entire area on lockdown. No one really contesting him. But we do have some demonic shrines up and about on the northern side, as the Necrons claim host to this one singular strategic point on this side. Central Relic still being captured by the Western Necrons, as the Tekkins tier 2 have gone for their disruption fields as well, making them all the more deadly in ranged combat. Do some Storm Boys for Stranger, which will be slightly more useful. Well, when I say slightly more useful, will be a lot more useful than Slugger Boys when invading this Necron base. Able to jump over these ridges and keep these Necrons in close combat while the Shooter Boys do what they love best, which, believe it or not, is shooting. Are some lesser Bloodletters. Quite competent and capable opponents in close combat, as it is to be expected. Good for chunking down people with their huge axes. Necrons now feeling brave enough to exit their homes. Orks will see this as their strategic point is being decapped, so they will take this as an opportunity to maneuver outside. Got to be careful of this negative cover, though. I'm also going to go for the big shooters, as they've now got their... I assume they've got their... there we go. Pile of guns, the heavy boy armor research and blastier research. So upgrades all around. Lesser Bloodletters. Not reinforcing their numbers, and on their own. Takes them a long time to walk down here as well, so they will lose their morale. Storm Boys now going to jump straight into the base, as Shooter Boys maneuver over in support. Another squad of Storm Boys also going to go in. Now going to lay waste to anything and everything within the base. All the Necrons now teleporting straight back. Big Mech going to do exactly the same though. He's not afraid of a little bit of combat. And the Obelisk firing straight into that very packed up infantry formation does take out a good chunk of those Shooter Boys. Storm Boys as well, not faring all that much better. Big Mech being taken down. Do see some Demonettes going to be engaging in some twirly combat maneuvers with the Shooter Boys. Necron Warriors watching them go by with their Ghost Reapers. Ideal counter against those Storm Boys, able to constantly keep them on their backside. There's quite a lot of Necron Warriors in all fairness, actually. Going to see some Immortals as well, just in case we see any vehicular combat going on. Do I think... ooh, we've got Herald of Slash. I don't think we've seen one on the channel before. Have a look at you. Got some flaming skulls on the side. Got some crotch mouths ready to swallow up anything and everything. Lesser Bloodletters trying to join in, but their morale's been broken quite quickly. Demon Lord trying to get some slices on that Necron Lord. Will actually probably get him if he doesn't retreat. Demon Lord quite lethal in close combat. Necron Lord does teleport away. And Demon Lord has no other choice but to run back home to seek succor and revitalization from his demonic friends back at home. Stormboy's looking for round 2. And Necron Warriors kind of doing what they've done in the past, just moseying on out. But well, we're going to have to see a ghost turret inside the base for defensive purposes. Necrons over here losing all the morale. One surrounded, well, one going up against this demonic shrine. Furies, Ebongeist heist. And some demonettes going up. And normally they wouldn't really win in this kind of engagement, but with the Necron warriors kind of losing all the morale, they are free to pick and choose their targets. Necrolord quite low on health. Going up against the anti-infantry. I know it says on their card, their vehicle building an aircraft, but from what I understand, they're kind of good against everything. Especially when they get their green horrors, purple horrors, and their red horrors. Necrolord goes down. And these models, now regaining their health, but have lost all their numbers. Demonettes are now not feeling all that keen on combat. Will continue their engagement. Their numbers been whittled down. Sadly unable to take out the sheer amount of Necron warriors as they've gone for their destabilization 2. Is it called destabilization? No, it's not. Disruption fields. There we go. 2. So Ork Stormboys taking out that obelisk down there. A good amount of Stormboys as well. Ready to harass around the back lines, but we do have a significant amount of Necrons now moving over to the other Necrons. West versus East. We have a Toonblade on the front lines. Opening fire. And this is going to be quite the slog. But the Necrons of the East do have, like I said, they've got both their upgrades. Because Necrons of the West only have the one. Do have a Dakar jet in support. It'd be great for blowing up these groups of Necron warriors here. But the Eastern Necrons have had their numbers depleted quite substantially. I've gone for tier 3 for Omega Bugs. Spending a lot of his money on tearing up rather than building up an army. Ork Stormboys in the base. Going to be destroying all the Demon Shrines they possibly can. Do have some favoured demonettes. These girls are going to be quite a lot more deadly in close combat. Breaking all the morale of the Orks over here. There we go. Good stuff. But one Dakar jet versus all these Necron warriors. Not sure if the Stormboys really gained all that much value from invading that demonic shrine. As I mean, they didn't really get it. Could have benefited by coming back over here and helping their Necron ally. A second Dakar jet on the way there. But the Immortals will certainly ferry these Dakar jets away. Quite lethal are these Immortals. And dear oh dear, Forbidden Archive coming up. Builder Scav's not quite getting up that Necron monolith. And do you have the money to... Oh no, well he's got the money to build up a second monolith. At least he should do. In a little while. But no, he buys a resurrection orb. Where's the Necron Lord? Oh, he's going to come around the side. He's going to plop down a resurrection orb to bring back all the lads. Only a half health there. In a desperate attempt to reconvene his land. In a desperate attempt, but against 2 Toonblades. And in fact, 3 Toonblades coming in now. Will be a sad time for those Necron warriors. Lovely idea there. Necron Lord about to go down from the multiple axe slices of these Necron warriors. Still has his Great Summoning Core and his Summoning Core for vehicle recruitment. Like I said, needs to build up that secondary Necron monolith. Should he choose. What's going on over here? All the Orks are going inside of the eastern base, or western base, sorry. Dakar jets being able to resist the tantalizing claws of these favoured demonettes. But sadly, the eastern Necron player has gone down. Which is a real shame, because he could have built up a Necron monolith if he wanted, somewhere, anywhere on the battlefield. That's alright, plenty of time left on this matchup. All it means is that the Orks just have more places to expand to, as the Necro player isn't really bringing up over his Builder Scarabs to pop down any obelisks over here. Neither is the Demon player with his Demonic Shrines. And with the sizable Air Force, it's going to be quite hard for them to make use or advantage of these strategic points here. Toonblades having a look to see if they can hunt these guys down, but Daka Jets, I imagine, there we go, they are going to take them on quite nicely. Take it down one. Do they debase it? Do I dare zoom into you? I'm going to zoom into you just to have a look at you, because you're quite an interesting unit. Hopefully you're fully clothed. Yes, you are. Quite an interesting set of weaponry the debaser has. Not going to support in trying to take on these Daka Jets. Just going to wander over onto this side, see what she can smash up. Necron Warriors kind of falling back a little bit over here. Not sure why though, but they're doing it. These Necrons have lost a fair amount of plasma generators in that invasion there. So we'll need to rebuild their economy. At the moment it's 197 and 146 for the Orks, and 91% build speed and 62 and 17 and, well, obviously 0 because demons do weird things with green money. Tank Busters, 2 squads in total. Just kind of smashing up these obelisks. Going to pester and annoy the Necron player here. Double Immortals coming over. Not going to do amazing damage against Tank Busters, but certainly giving him pause for concern. Slugger Boys just chilling out down on the south down here. And yeah, I imagine now the time is for the the Chaos Demons to really make use of all their Demonettes and kind of just expand as quickly as possible. They've got to keep their Demonic Shrines up for as long as possible, as that is what they use to keep themselves full of morale across the map. Do have Death Copter Squadrons, and this is the exact kind of build that you want to see the Orks go for. A very mobile Air Force to just constantly punish any undefended areas of the map. Which they certainly will do, taking out these Demon Claw obelisks, acting as turrets for the Chaos Demons. But yeah, if the Chaos Demons can act as some sort of like flanking, maneuvering force, whereas the Necrons provide that central power base, that might be the composition and teamwork for them to go for. Nobster trying to shrug off all this Gorse damage, but unable to, sadly. Also going to see a little bit more aggression from the Eastern team here. So far, the Southern side has not seen any form of argy-bargy, as they claim the top side as well. Death Cop's now just going to fly straight in. Ghost turrets, though, going to do a little bit of damage to him. But the sheer amount of Air Force going on here. Two Blades are going to come back over. One singular Necron Warrior squad being killed quite quickly. Going to see some more mortals, though, coming out of the Necron Monolith. And some more teleported back home. But the moment they're teleported back home, these Daka Jets are just going to fly away. Lovely little bit of harassment. Go in, go out, shake it all about. Do have some Necrons over here, though. Finally, now attacking the south side. Listening Post being shot up by Locust Destroyer and Toonblade alike. But Big Mech and Mega Armored Knobs going to cause these guys some problems in close combat. Because the Flash Gates as well, these guys will teleport all the way back home. But the Locust Destroyer, not having the same kind of benefit, will try and hold his own, but will be slapped down nonetheless, flailing wildly as he goes about his untimely end. I suppose not an untimely end, is it? He kind of... Necrons just kind of teleport back to their repair station, only to pester the living once again. Orks now taking a look at this relic in the centre. We'll take it down, no trouble whatsoever. I'm going to see a Keeper of Secrets, which, if memory serves me correctly, I don't know if you're too nipply. Do you have birth? Yes, I'm not going to zoom into you too much. I want to keep this video monetized.
We are not.
And some bare-chested action is not what we require on this channel at all. Tank busters going for some cheeky flanking maneuvers, but they will be seen. And the favoured demonettes, fully clothed, will pester these guys all the way back home. Now also going to go for that upgrade where their entire area goes a little bit fucky-wucky, shall we say. Meaning that anyone inside the demon hunt, or sorry, not demon hunters, just regular demon's base, will experience some morale damage, and I do believe some physical damage as well. Which is quite useful for fending off any flanking maneuvers. But yeah, Necron player, you are... What's your current situation at the moment, economy-wise? Not doing amazing on the economy. Has to constantly spend a lot of money on building up units to defend against these Ork incursions. This is some death marks. Going to be wonderful at taking out this infantry. I mean, look at how quickly they're able to take out those flash gates. Also, ideal against commanders as well. Big Mick, did you teleport away? You did teleport away. With, what, 54 health? By the skin of his green nuts. Surviving. Do now have the Chaos Demons player finally having a Ganders at this top side. Again, I just don't, because even the booty of that Keeper of Secrets is a little bit bare for my liking. But we'll take that down, that listing post. And now turn their attention over here. Dakka Jet sandwiching these Necron warriors who can't be forgotten over here. But yeah, big booms all around. And in hindsight, actually, with a Slanesh-themed kind of force, these Dakka Jets are going to have a field day, able to just go up and fire at these guys, kind of without any risk. Over here we do have the Necrons pushing down on the south side, looking to strike down these listing posts. Warboss, Mega Armor Knobs, and Flash Gits, though. These are quite an elite fighting force. Could be a lot for the Death Marks to take on, but they have marked the Warboss for extermination, and they will be pressing the Control-Alt-Delete button on his life. Warboss activating his wire ability. Weird Boy as well also adding to that fire. And actually, they are able to fend this off. Deathmark's going to teleport all the way back home as these Chaos Demons losing their morale but still taking out that listing post there. So gradually retaking the map against this very impressive solo Ork defense. But when I say defense, it's more just like a very aggressive offense. Deathcop Squadron seeing this Energy Core and Obelisk, although not really doing all that much great damage against buildings, so it will take them a while to cut through this. But they're there. They're doing their best. Deathmarks now without a front line to screen for them. They are going to really struggle. Need some more Necron warriors. We are going to see a Annihilation barge armed with a Tesla cannon, or soon to be armed with a Tesla cannon. Should be good to take on all these lads. The additional firepower of the Deathmarks. Also seeing a lot of Immortals just being left inside the base, although they can't really move out in case those Dakka Jets come in for a quick housey father. Do love the voice for Necrons. Very tasty. I have to find out how they do the voices for them. We have one Annihilation barge, versus all these Dakka Jets. Do have a Doomsday out there as well coming in, which are good against vehicles. Big war going on. And here we go. Lots of Immortals opening fire. But the Mega Armor Knobs taking it on the chin, but then falling down sadly. Now they're not surviving for long. And the fleet of Dakka Jets overextending themselves here. Should have really gone home the moment it's all those Immortals. are going to be taken out en masse with only one left to tell the tale. And the was that your teleporting animation? No, that wasn't. That was just you fading off into the warp right there. The high-pitched noise it made, it made me think of the teleportation sound from Dragon Ball Z, which I thought that was him teleporting away, but nope, not quite. Chaos Demons still going up against the top side here. Tank Busters going for their tank hammers, which make them a very effective close combat anti-tank unit, which is quite an interesting thing for them. Also makes them good against infantry and heavy infantry as well. Got some commandos around on a Tomb Blade just chilling out near the Ork base. Not sure what his life choices are at the moment. Necrons now pushing back over onto this side. And the Chaos Demons holding back these tank busters, so these guys aren't really going to do all that much. But I do like that. Very explosive hammer. Deathmarks not seeing these commandos being very stealthy with their silent guns. We are seeing all the big units now. A Battle Fortress and a big Stomper. I mean, look at just the sheer amount of economy that the Orks have to play with here. These guys will just be able to pump out all the big units all day long. What's the current flirt for everyone else? 76 and 89 with 700 flirt. And, oh well, you've got all the flirt in the world, so... you're building up all your favoured demonettes. Maybe that's the plan. He's going to build up all his demons, shove them into the lesser demon portals, and then kind of just chuck them everywhere. Also going to go for all the upgrades as well. So I imagine that the Necron player is just going to focus on holding these guys back. Also, he's gone for a Keeper of Secrets and a Great Unclean one. So waiting for that huge push in the middle, I imagine. Annihilation Barge almost been taken down. As the Stomper and Battle Fortress move forward. Slugger Boys and Knobs on the front lines. Going to screen away these Immortals. And we've got Keeper of Secrets, a Lord of Change, and a Great Unclean one. Just charging straight in. These guys are great against basically everyone, but kind of weak against commanders. All have their own unique buffet of abilities to bring on. Do believe that the Keeper of Secrets keeps everyone motivated morale-wise. But then again, these Great Demons have no weakness when it comes to losing their morale. Lord of Change goes down quite quickly there. Same with the Keeper of Secrets. Kind of needed the rest of these demonettes to be summoned in here. And these Immortals unable to get a good purchase on this Battle Fortress. Did do a good whack of damage on him. But with these Knobs charging in... No, sadly not. Looters on with their big cannons. And this Great Unclean one kind of... Don't know whether he bugged out there. But just kind of staring off into space. And, oh, now the Demonettes come in. Okay, alright, fair enough. They're going to be running straight in, having a look. I imagine at the infantry. Looters over here, being victim to their foul, wicked blades. Knob Squad over here. Not going to live for much longer by the looks of things. Locust Lord Destroyer. Coming out, but not surviving for very long. Annihilation Barrage over here. Looks like he's been repaired. Oh no, that's a fresh one, sorry. That's a brand new one. Yeah, Demonettes, if you came in the big engagement earlier on, would have tied up those infantry squads quite nicely. Now going to turn their attention to the Stomper, which is quite low on health. Also kind of going to block them in here, allowing that barge to get into ranged combat. But the Orks with their impeccable economy are able just to re-recruit all the lost ones. Oh, it's got a cheeky battle wagon over here. I do believe that you're armed yet with all 4 rocket launchers. Demons going over onto this side. The last remaining Dakar jet still being a nuisance on the flanks. Immortals now moving forward. Mega Armor Knob Moving on into the base. And it does seem that the Chaos Demons still have quite the float to play with, but they're still getting all their upgrades, so potential for later game stuff. Orks is just building up across the entire base here. Building up war banners, even though the maximum capacity for their units, but that's fine. If anything, just for a defensive nature. Do have a debaser taking on the battle wagon. Battle wagon not great in close combat, has to be said. These mega armor knobs, their impressive armor, just going to waddle into the base, ignoring anything going on. We do have a ancient pyramid from which it'd be cool to see what kind of hero he goes for. But not sure which Necron Lord will be most advantageous to him. Now, from what I can remember, I can't remember their names. We do have... Ooh, look at that. Big zap coming in from the Lord of Change there. Doing damage over time from by the looks of it. But yeah, I mean, from what I can remember, the Necron Lords have got a good close combat Lord. They've got a ranged Lord. They've got a utility Lord. Big Storm being taken down by Lord of Change. The base is still hunting down that battle wagon. And a demonic squad of obliterators coming, although teleporting straight into here. Getting a little bit closer personal if those mega armor knobs able to take out a whole squad there. War Boss having a look inside. And this battle fortress now locked inside the Necron base. Lord of Change fancying a bit of close combat. Slapping him with the staff. Necron Monolith trying to build up some builder scabs just so he can repair some stuff. Very low economy at the moment. It's focusing a lot on building some interesting units, but at the sacrifice of not really rebuilding all his plasma generators. But it is understandable. I mean, Stranger has been very aggressive with his Orks, so he's needed to keep a constant array of combat units out at all times. And now this Lord of Change, kind of alone at the moment. Debase has been forgotten about over here. Do have another Keeper of Secrets. And a Lich Guard. Oh, so that's what we've got from the Ancient Pyramid. Very tanky lads these guys are. Also able to keep your... I do believe that they've got like a general like... Feel they like improve the defense of like a Necron Lord, or you can like attach a Necron Lord to it. I'm not entirely sure there. But yeah, the Necron Monolith being rebuilt by the Builder Scarabs. Battle Wagon being taken down by the Keeper of Secrets. Although unable to wave a sword at the Dakaja over here. War Boss being taken down by the dummy thick Demonette. And this Lich Guard really actually paying dividends here. So the Necrons and Chaos Demons able to narrowly survive that engagement there. But I mean, what's going on over here? The Orcs just able to rebuild anything and everything. In fact, what are you going for? Oh, you've gone for a Great Gargant, yes. That will certainly cause a problem in the next few minutes or so. A lad thicker than a Snicker and a bowl of oatmeal rolled into one. But we do have a lot of Immortals. And the Immortals are nothing to be sniffed at, even with epic relic units, such as the Great Gargant. These guys are now playing the aggressive game. Look at the demonic speed on that Keeper of Secrets. Charging straight in, hoping to get something in, but not quite finding the Orcs in a vulnerable situation. When they've seen this engagement, they kind of should just turn back home. They're not going to be winning this anytime soon. Do have the Debaser trying to throw down some sonic blasting and tie up these lads. We do also have a... Are you going... Yeah, that way you go. Great Gargant. Not fancying messing around with those guys down south. They are just going to walk into... Not necessarily walk in, they're just going to have a look and destroy all the Necron tech It's very unfortunate. Well, that's what happens. I mean, the moment that the Immortals left the base, thinking that they were safe from the Dakar jets, but oh no, sir, that great Gargant looming over the mountains, and the Keeper of Secrets T-posing to her death. And the Orks have the centre. A great unclean one there, going up against a Morkanor and a great Gargant. What is he going to bring to the table here? Well, actually, he's not doing a terrible job. Morkanor not doing any combat animations, but he is certainly getting some shots in. Pink Horrors over here, feeling the pain. And the Great Unclean One does do damage. Oh, I've never... Haha! Hidden behind the great bulk of that Great Gargant is a Demon Prince of Slaanesh. Going to be double teaming this Morkanor with the Great Unclean One. And yeah, that Morkanor is going to go down. Great Gargant also taking a lot of damage here. And they managed to get him. Unless these Orks have anything to say about it. A Nob Squad coming in armed with 10 Power Claws. Great Gargant going to activate his Power Shield and just tiptoe away. And good lord, you are too tall, Great Gargant. Too tall indeed. These guys will chase after him. Moving through these flash gates. Loving the floor effect that the Great Gargant puts on. Great Demon throwing up on all these knobs. But will fade away into that good night. Great Demon, oh sorry, Demonic Prince, looking like he's going to be taken out as well, but he is holding up as best he can. Ebon Geist coming in and firing away at these knobs, but they are taking him down. Are you alive? Hold on. Yes, you are alive. At least preventing that Great Gargant. It seems like some sort of traffic jam going on down there. Do have imitate the Stormlord. Teleporting in, zapping everyone and anyone, but will be taken down quite quickly. Needed a little bit more support there. Do have a Hellspawn coming in, a little bit close for comfort, has to be said. Got incredible range on that guy, but he's incredibly slow. Has a good teleport range as well. But yeah, jumping the gun a bit, I think, there. If he kept him roundabouts here, he would have still been able to fire away. And what's going on down here? Who's fighting for you? Necrons do give up there. Having no units on the field, by the looks of things. Now all we've got is a Keeper of Secrets and a Hell of Slaanesh just kind of chilling out over here. Going to be a desperate defense, but now it's a 1v1, so technically it's all even Stevens. Great Gargant going to slowly trundle through here. Chaos Demon's going to be building up all the units humanly possible. Demonic Lord, we've got all the Infernal Power Trades, Ebon Geists, you name it. The demons are trying to quickly and rapidly recruit all the demons they can. Which in theory should be able to hold off at least this fighting force. I mean, what they've got Flash Gates, Nob Squads, in fact double Nob Squads, Great Gargant. Oh, but then again, a regular Gargant. Moving on to the north side. Not entirely sure, in all honesty. And I mean, all the Nobs were armed with their Power Claws as well. They're going to be quite lethal in close combat. So if the Chaos Demon player goes for a close combat orientated build, not sure if that's going to work out for him. Has gone for some Demonic Obliterators. But they are heavy infantry, they are not demons. Which is strange for Demonic Obliterators of the Chaos Demons. Ha! Interesting, but anyway, this does look like a good night, sweet Demon Prince. before many matches delivered. Not sure why he didn't have a bigger army with all that economy. But then again, he did spend a lot of money constantly pumping out those greater demons. And I'm fairly certain, we'll just double check if these demonic shrines go down, if the lesser demon and greater demon cap goes down. I do believe that is a thing. Just have to double check. But then that would also explain why their unit size was going, or their squad cap was going to go down. Or is it their demon portals? Maybe that's it. Either way, their squad cap is linked to something on in the base, which they were limited to. So that would explain some things. But yeah, wonderful comeback from losing a teammate so early on, showing the power that one player with a good economy can do against two players and keeping them constantly harassed all the way through. Yeah, cool. If you like the game, £1 a month is getting one extra game on the old Patreon. Also have a look at the Discord. That's where a lot of these games happen and occur. Get involved and send some replays in. Mine's from Mr. Landshark. Pleasure as always, never short. I will see you in a bit. Peace.